I think the Browns might be in real trouble. If there was ever a week to not have a Thursday night game, it would be the Browns this week, but guess what they have? The Thursday night game. Mike, they went into this game without their 2 starting tackles, without Nick Chubb, and with Baker dinged up and Odell dinged up. During the game, Baker got hurt more. I thought J.J. Watt did one of the things you see when a guy's really hurt. He mid-play was calling guys over like, hey, he's going to need help. And I'll give Baker credit that he didn't miss a play. He came right back in after the punt. But that arm's not going to be better by Thursday. Kareem Hunt got carted off, and Odell, who got dinged again in this game, and, by the way, had another critical 4th down drop. Mike, this Browns team has beaten the Texans, the Bears, and the Vikings. And they have lost to the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Cardinals. This was supposed to be one of the best teams in the league. I picked them to be in the AFC Championship game against Kansas City, and it feels to me like a season that could get away from them quickly. The defense, aside from Myles Garrett, has been nothing like I expected it to be, and the offense at this point is as injured as any offense in football. And Baker, who I've supported, but he has not shown progression this season, is not able to, certainly when he's hurt, carry an undermanned offense. So my biggest takeaway with respect to the Cardinals, who blowout win and, they get forgotten, my biggest takeaway on the Browns side of things, Mike, is I think they're in real trouble.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Baker Mayfield, he's trying to pull an Iron Man. I don't know how long he's been hurt, but it seems to me that Baker's out there trying to play hurt. And the best thing right now for him, I think, is to allow Case Keenum to go in and try to give this team a spark. Get himself healthy. Because when you try to play when you hurt, you tend to make more mistakes. You're so worried about re-injuring your injury, and you just can't be comfortable. And that's a real thing. So, I think not only is it about what the defense is doing and what they're doing in all 3 phases of the game, Baker out there trying to make plays, and when you're trying to make plays and you're not feeling good, other things tend to happen that's a detriment to the offense. And, I just think now it's time for him to step back, and he has to go have a conversation with Case Keenum, allow him into the lineup, and see if they can create a spark this Thursday. I think it's important.
Yeah, and that's interesting, Mike, because the thing is, if they let Case Keenum in and they essentially surrender the next few games, they could really be out of it pretty early. I mean, the Bengals obviously are playing better than anybody expected. Pittsburgh might be better than, we thought a few weeks ago. I mean, at least they got another victory. So we all saw that Baker can't carry the team on his shoulders. And we knew that, particularly when he's injured. But without Nick Chubb, Nick mentioned the tackles that were missing, they had no running game. And so they were looking for Baker. They needed him to make things happen with his arm, and he just couldn't do it. And as you said, Mike, the turnovers, the interception, but then 2 fumbles lost. He's had 3 fumbles now in the last 2 games. I don't know how much that's related to his injury. But they're really in dire straits because there's no guarantee Chubb will be back Thursday. Kareem Hunt obviously is going to be out. Now Odell's injured too. We don't know if I assume he'll play, but you never know. So it's a tough time to sit Baker down because you're in dire straits, Wildes. But they may have to I think it depends on how soon he could come back. If sitting him down would bring him back in 2 weeks, then I do it. Yeah. But if it's like you can play through it, it's not going to get better even if you sit out, then he's going to have to play through it.
I mean, it's got to get better. He knew about this weeks ago, and remember we were like, labrum tears, no one talks about them, but there's going to be an issue, and it affects your whole mechanics. And Mike said, yeah, it's not great. So, Mike, I think you're right. I think you sit him down for Thursday, but I don't think, and you said something interesting here, and I want to dig into it. Do you think that it's on Baker to say I can't go? Because I don't think Baker will do that. I just don't think that's how he's built. I think he's looking for a contract. I think there's too much media kind of scrutiny on him. And if he's like, I can't go, I think Stefanski needs to literally and figuratively take the ball out of his hands and say, you know what? We're sitting Baker down. I made the call, Kevin Stefanski. We'll see how he is against the Steelers on Halloween. But I trust in Case. We played well in Minnesota together. Let's give him the ball, and we still still think the guys that can win it. Do you think that it's Stefanski's job, or do you think that Baker needs to be like, hey, I'd like some rest?
Yeah, it's on Baker to be forthright in this situation because as quarterbacks, naturally, we want all the glory. We go through the training camp, mini camps, we go through all of that. And then we do that for success on Sunday, Mondays, and Thursdays. And it's hard to take that step back. It's hard to admit when you actually hurting. And, you know, as a quarterback, you want all the glory, like I said. It's tough to watch another quarterback or the guy behind you go in, win 2 or 3 games, and get all the glory. I mean, that's just the nature of the position. And when you're a competitor like Baker Mayfield is, you just don't want that. But I think he has to come to grips and, you know, with the reality of what he's facing, try to get healthy over the next couple weeks. Hopefully Case Keenum can win some games, and then he can come back and make some plays and win some games.
And maybe if he sits Thursday, they then have 10 days, maybe he would only have to miss 1 game. Maybe could be back the following game after the Thursday night game against Denver. I think they could beat Denver with anyone at quarterback. Denver's really bad. Denver, they got fooled by beating the Jets, Giants, and Jags, but everyone beats the Jets, Giants, and Jags. So, I think you maybe could beat Denver either way if the Browns defense can figure out what the hell's going on. I know we always talk about Baker, and again, Baker's playing for a contract extension. He's controversial, he's number 1 pick. I understand all of that. But what's also true is, in the Browns' 3 losses, they've given up 33, 47, and 37. That means in their 3 losses, they are averaging giving up 39 points per game. Can't win that way.
39
points.
Yep.
It can't just be Myles Garrett and friends, Jenna. The defense has to at some point stand up, aside from the 1 game they won 14-7. And so the defense, I thought the defense was going to be really good. It has been anything but this year, Jenna.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.